history of Ukraine comes for more than 1,000 years in the past. During the period of ruling of Kyiv kings on this territory were established first democratic rules. Christianity was brought to Kyiv and only later on to Moscow. And under the circumstances of joint ruling of Polish-Lithuanian kings later on, democratic rules were established for a longer period of time than later on after Russian Tsarist occupied Ukraine. And since that period, the imperialistic ruling and traditions of Russian Empire were established mainly in Ukrainian territory, but not at all, because we remembered definitely in the past all population in Ukraine the democratic principles of ruling. The second wave of totalitarian Soviet regime came, and it was also trying to establish and ruin Ukrainian culture and Ukrainian identity. But it doesn't happen despite killings of Ukrainian authors, of Ukrainian artists. All this were still alive in between talks between ordinary people. For example, my grandpa and grandma told me much more than I heard in Soviet schools about true Ukrainian histories, for example, Holodomor. These European values that were for the longer period of time lived among Ukrainian citizens, and also Ukrainian culture heritage, which is very important, were preventing us for sharing a tradition of either imperialistic Russian totalitarian regime of during Tsarist period or either totalitarian regime of Soviet period. That's why Ukrainian fight for independence. It's not only fight in the past 8 or 30 years since the collapse of the Soviet Union, but since centuries. That's why we are definitely part of Europe. We not want to be any longer part of any totalitarian regime connected to Russia or whatever other country.